Hello. I wanted to talk to you about the star system when it comes to racism. This is a system to help white people, especially, but really anyone, respond when you hear something that is racist, when you hear a microaggression, when you hear something that's inappropriate or possibly hurtful or damaging. And it's not focused necessarily on you, but on other people, which is why this is especially helpful for white people. The first thing I'd want to say is how important it is that if you are white, that you speak up during these times when you hear things that are inappropriate or possibly racist or discriminatory. Um, there is strong research that shows people of color are actually punished when they speak up about these kind of things. When they study these issues, we know that when people of color speak up about diversity and inclusion, especially in the workplace, they're not very persuasive. They don't change a lot of minds, but also they can take some negative feedback because of it. They can end up getting punished. They can be seen as whiny. They can be seen as complainers. They can be seen as difficult or angry. Whereas white people are more likely to be persuasive, especially with other white people. And the most persuasive, the people who are in the best place in order to bring about change, are whites of high status. So if that includes you, that doesn't mean you're a manager. It just means that you are in some kind of position of power or influence. You have a lot of power, and we're relying on you in these moments. So I want to teach you the star system that you can use as a tool. I don't know where this originally came from. I've seen it used in a number of DEI workshops. The first place that I heard it was from the great Al Vivian in Atlanta. But STAR stands for Stop, Tell, Assist, Recover. Stop is important because you need to stop them, if possible, before they even finish. You should interrupt that negative thing that they're saying and prevent them from finishing the thought. That's especially because oftentimes there are other people present, and you want to make sure that it's never seen as appropriate to say those kind of things, and that it doesn't become a norm. The way that you break a norm is, of course, by breaking it. Tell is how you tell them that what they've just said is inappropriate. And there's often a mistake here that we say, that's racist. I would suggest if you actually are trying to do something productive and effective and actually make some kind of change with this interaction, what you want to do is say things like, I disagree with that, and here's why. I see it differently. That's an interesting perspective. Any of these kind of things that you can sort of gently break in and interrupt, that's where you tell them that was inappropriate. I see that as an inappropriate remark that you've made. A stands for assist. And assist is you helping them to see it from another point of view. So you've said, I see it differently. Here's why. And then you explain why, and that's your assistance. You're going to put this not in the framework of, you are so wrong and let me tell you how wrong you are. I also do not recommend using any data or statistics at this point, because we know from reams and reams of research that your data and facts and statistics are not very persuasive. They're certainly not as persuasive as you think you are. As you think they are, we don't have a lot of evidence that they work. The last thing is restore. And by restore, we want that other person to leave feeling as though they have not been completely dismantled when their mistake was pointed out. In other words, I want this person to feel comfortable looking into issues of diversity and inclusion. I want them to feel comfortable talking about them. I want them to feel as though if over here is where they've been comfortable before and it's casually racist, I want them to feel they can break away from that world because here's this other welcoming world that's ready to take them in. And that is the world of compassion and awareness. So we're going to restore them. We're going to make sure that they know, I don't think you're a bad person. I think that you made this mistake, or you said this thing, which is not great to say. But I'm so glad that you talked to me about it. Just as a point of caution here, I am not talking about cases in which someone says something virulently racist, threatening, intimidating, insulting, and when they're insulting me. There should be some form of mutual respect between you before you intervene, and that's true across the board. But it's so important as you move forward to actually speak up in these instances. And we know that one of the things that prevents white people especially from speaking up when they hear things that are inappropriate, damaging, discriminatory, is this lack of psychological standing. This lack of feeling that you should or you have the right to speak up. So let me just tell you, you have the right to speak up. I want you to speak up. And when you do speak up, stop, tell, assist, and then restore. Star.